doing another product review today on the Diagon Alley. Now most people will know the Diagon Alley from Harry Potter, and this is a Lego knockoff, and it's a fairly good build if that's what you're after, but with mine, with my layout, I'm making mine bigger and better. That's why when you saw my previous one about the Gringotts Bank, I put together a couple, and the same with the Burrow, put together a couple to make them bigger and better. So we'll just start with the review straight away, and then I'll talk about what I'm going to do with it later. All right, nice big set. It came out, I think, around about 4 years ago from Lego. Retailed at $699 from Lego. It has 5,544 pieces and 17 minifigs. I'll show you shortly when I separate them all. They are a cut-off from the back, which means the whole back is open. It's not a modular. And as I say, 5,544 pieces. Quite a good build. And again, you know, good if you're just having it that size. Now, they built it so you could have it either long ways, like I've got it here, or they also put the little matching things inside so you could put it back to back and have it like a little mini modular, like so. Okay. Now, I will show you the inside of it shortly, but it comes in 4 base plates of the 16 by 32 base plates. It's 4 of them. So as I said, it's quite a long build when you put it together. Sorry, as I said, $699 retail from Lego. I bought one of these back in January of 2021. I bought my original one and I paid $246, and then I bought one in April of 23 because, as I said, I want to change it up a bit, and it cost me another $214. So I've got 2 complete sets for $300 less than one set from Lego. Do the math. Okay, so let's get down to a bit more of the nitty gritty of it. Okay, the manual that comes with the non-Lego looks like that. Again, very, very boring. I will just get a photograph and put it on the front. It comes with everything that the Lego had. It comes with all the stickers that go on all there. Now, I haven't put the stickers on these ones because on my original one, which I'll show you in a minute, I did change it up a little bit already. I've got the stickers on those, so I've just kept these stickers as spares when I go to mix it up. As I said, 17 minifigs, and yeah, as I said, exactly the same as Lego without the stamp on the top. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit closer look at each of the 4 separate sections. It breaks into 4 separate sections. So we'll start with the first one. Okay, the first one I'm going to look at is the Ollivanders and Scribblers one. Now, this is taken straight from the instruction manual. I haven't put any of the tiles in the front there because, as I said, I'm going to mix and match them. But it's quite thin there, which I found was a little bit too thin. Pretty good detail inside. You've got Ollivanders with the wands and things like that. Again, I'll get the close-up photos of it. This staircase came in and out, and yeah, in there. There's close-ups of photos of that. What I wanted to show you about this one was how I changed my first one to suit what I needed at the time. Now, this is a normal base plate, just the thin base plate. When I redid this particular one, again, similar, but different. Now, I made the base plate that thicker double-sided base plate because, being Diagon Alley, I wanted to put it on an angle, like all the buildings on an angle. Now, can't do that with this because they just slide around. With these, like I showed you on my little how to angle. I wanted to do that. So I changed it up. I made it wider than that one because I found this one was, it was only 8 bricks wide, and it's, I mean, there was just so much wasted space on the front with the footpath that I made this one 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I added another 4 bricks that way, and then I just added bricks in here and here. So I made it a little bit wider. It just didn't do it for me that way. And again, I kept a lot of the same things that were inside, the staircase and everything else. So they're almost identical on the insides. But what I'm going to do is change it all up again, and I'll do that in a bit. Right, so as I said, that's they're almost identical in the front. I just made them wider. So Scribblers and Ollivanders. This one is the Quality Quidditch Supplies and the Daily Profit. Now, the original one, again, I found to be too thin along that way and a lot of wasted space in the front. It still had a few nice things inside, the Quidditch supplies and things again, which we'll take a photo of. But I found the Daily Profit to be really lacking. There's like nothing in there, really nothing in there. So when you saw my first one, where I added the extra 4 depth width on it, so as I said, to make it a lot wider than what it was. So as you can see, I've put the extra 4 bricks on the end and taken out a lot of the footpath in the front. And because of that, the changes in this one are quite a lot to what they were originally. Not so much on the front. The fronts are almost identical, but the back, because I said there was nothing in the Daily Profit, what I've done is I put a staircase up there, a little bit more stuff up the top. Same with down the bottom for the Quality Quidditch Supplies. Because it was so thin and mine wider, I put a staircase up to the top and an actual stairway out and did it that way. It just looks a little bit more finished, real, I mean, there's no staircases in these ones, so how they're supposed to get to the second floor. But anyway, again, that's where I find LEGO to be a little bit lacking. They, instead of doing basically what I've done, which is put more into the building, they spent more on putting tiles out the front. Now there's 2, 4, 6, there's 8, which is half of the base plate size, just in footpath, and it's like, anyway, that's just me. So again, these two, my mock of this one to the original one, and we'll have a look at the next set. Okay, now we come to the Flourish and Bots and the Fortescue's Ice Cream. And again, the original one, way too much space for the footpath, and again, I made mine longer to give more space in the back. Okay, so again, pretty much identical from the front, but just pushed forward that little bit more. Okay, so let's have a look inside both of them. On the original one, there isn't much in the Fortescue's Ice Cream. I actually changed mine from being Fortescue's Ice Cream to a tea shop. That's why there's more teapots and things like that, because I've got an actual separate building that I got, which is the Fortescue's Ice Cream. I made it quite large, and so I didn't need Fortescue's Ice Cream in this. So I made this into the tea house that's in Diagon Alley, and again made this a bit wider with the steps and things like that. As I said, it's very, very similar in the back. It just made more room up here for things, I found. And again, same thing as before, added the added the 4 extra studs to make it that bit wider, and then just added, as I say, added a few things on the back here. Just a few extra bricks that I had laying around. Again, you'll see the difference just on this side in particular. I had a lot of the dark red bricks that I matched in with the others, so yeah, just to make it that little bit bigger and more interesting. And last but not least is the Weasleys Wizard Shop. It's their little joke shop that they got. Now, again, this is the original one, which I didn't change a lot from this one to this one, except I took out, you can see this area here, that's Nocturne Alley, which goes obviously through there out to, so at the back of Diagon Alley is Nocturne Alley, where all the, it's like the seedy side of town. It has all the sort of black magic kind of stuff there. So I took it off there on my original one and pushed this one out and made the walkway this way, because this sits next to my Gringotts Bank and I wanted a walkway coming through this way. And what I did was I made a separate Nocturne Alley so that I can put it wherever I want the start of the Nocturne Alley to go. So when I redo them all together, I will take this Nocturne Alley off here and do it almost exactly to this one, and then have one at one end, one at the other. Okay, so yeah, I did keep part of that. I did change it up a little bit. As I said, I added the spider and the spider web, and I said there's a few things that, you know, that I added along the way, because so when I built it and I put it out with my Diagon Alley other buildings that I've got in there that I've made up, you know, as part of it, it just didn't work for me. So I pulled it apart and redid it, as I say, taking out most of the footpath and making it wider. Now I'll just turn these around. They're very, very similar, if not identical, to inside, because they were pretty good. The Weasley one, it was wider. The original one was wider than the others. It had less footpath space, so, and again, so very, very similar inside. I don't think I changed much up. The only thing I did was obviously where I took the Nocturne Alley out, I just put in an extra wall there and just had to sort of make a bit up here and there as I went. So again, very, very similar. I've kept it. What I am going to do when I redo it is fix up the face of the. You'll remember in the movie the hat goes up and down, comes on and off. Okay, I'm going to change that so that there is actual rabbit under there, like it comes out. But there's a little arm that up there that makes it move. Not a lot of other stuff that moves on there, but this is about the only thing that moves up and down. Now, don't get me wrong, these are quite good. They're a quite good build, but they're just not going to work for me in my Diagon Alley. So, what I will do next is tell you what I'm going to do with them all. As I said earlier, I decided to do a separate Fortescue's ice cream, which is this one here. So this is the style of building that I want all of my Diagon Alley to be. I've even made a special little ice cream for it, which I'll put on there. So this is around about the size with the thing there. So this is not part of Diagon Alley. This is just roughly what I wanted to show you, what I'll be doing with my Diagon Alley things. So with that in mind, I've got all these base plates. Now remember I said I wanted the double-sided ones so that I could put them on an angle. So I've got these ones, they're 16 by 20 I think, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 16 by 20, so they're still the same depth, but they're only halfway through. So what I'm going to do is, as you see in these ones, there are 2 shops in each one. Now what I'm going to do is dismantle it all and then use the quality Quidditch supplies and make a separate building. I'm going to take the Daily Profit and make a separate building. So that's why I bought the 2 sets, so I can interchange them into one. So they will be similar, but they'll be separated rather than have the two shops in the one, because again, I find the Daily Prophet, which is, you know, the big newspaper in the wizarding world, you know, is only that wide, okay? And it's supposed to be a newspaper shop where, you know, so again, I just think the design overall was okay from LEGO, but again, I think some of it is quite lacking. And again, I just showed you the Fortescue's ice cream that I'm making. I'm also doing up other buildings that aren't part of LEGO, which is like the Owlery, the Magical Menagerie, Madame Malcolm's Robes, the Cauldron Shop. So all those that are part of Diagon Alley, I'll just be making up my own MOCs. So these will end up being my own MOCs as well. And so down the track, once I've pulled them both apart and put them together, and as I said, they've still got all the, I'll still use all the stuff that's in them and the stickers and all the things like that. So they will look similar, but they just, as I say, they just won't be two shops in one. And I'll be doing that with all of them, obviously except for the Weasleys, because that's just one shop in itself anyway. But yeah, the Flourish and Butts and the Tea Shop, Ollivanders and Scribulus, again, they'll all have their own separate, about that size. Some I might make a little bigger, like about 24, which I'll probably need for the quality Quidditch supplies, which I have got 24 size base plates. But again, I just want to separate them so that I can move them around too. You know, I might not like the Daily Prophet next to the Quidditch shop. You know, and again, that's why we're sort of, with this one, we are sort of stuck as to where we can put things, where I think when you're on a separate base plate, you can move them wherever you want to. And don't forget, Diagon Alley is called Diagon Alley because it's diagonally, and that's why they need to be not just on these flat base plates like the original, okay, they need to be on the square ones, so you can put them on there like that. So that basically wraps up my sort of bit here. A couple of last things that I will finish off with. With the building of these, quite a few little bits and pieces, as you can see, especially in this one, lots of little bits and pieces. It probably, I know this one took me sort of 2 nights in front of the telly, making it. So I'm thinking all up for the 4, probably a good 8 hours, 10 hours for that. I mean, 5,544 pieces. Yeah, and again, as I said, there's lots of stickers to put on it. I didn't put them on these ones, but they are on my original ones. So, but yeah, it's a good build, really good compatibility with LEGO. Clutch power's good, everything. The colours are great, and the funny thing was I did have a look at this one with the other one. Different companies. They're like a no-name company, but different companies make different lots, because if you have a look on AliExpress, there's a lot of different companies that do it, but same colours, and they match perfectly, which is great. And again, with some of those, you'll notice I put a few of my own little touches onto my ones, but yeah, no, I really, I think for a LEGO knockoff, it is great. Like, absolutely great. I'd give it a 5 stars in that way. And the only downfall is not due to the alternate brick company, but to LEGO itself. I think it's not a bit like when we talked about the Queen Anne's Revenge and the Black Pearl. I do find LEGO builds to be a little bit lacking these days, especially towards the AFOL, adult fans of LEGO. Now, I know this can be done by kids, probably not real little kids, because there's a lot of little fiddly things in there, but it is a kids and adults build. But yeah, as I said, I do find it lacking, which is why I bought 2 complete sets, so that I can, but that's just me. I mean, if you're just going to keep it as is and display it, fabulous. Yep, great, worth it. As I say, it's, you know, $200 as opposed to $7. And, you know, even with me with 2 sets, it cost me $400, but I'm going to get, you know, big modulars out of it. So, yeah, and that's what I have done with quite a few of these Lego-based builds. I've had to buy 2 sets and mock it up myself, which is okay, because again, it's a lot cheaper than Lego, so you can afford to do that. And yeah, so again, with that in mind too, I'm going to be a bit more creative with some of these. I might keep a lot of what's already in there, but when the MOC comes along, I'll put some of the older photos in, and then you can see what the new MOCs look like. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Stay tuned. So until next time, guys, keep on building, keep on liking, keep on subscribing, keep on having fun. Till next time, 5 thumbs up for the Diagon Alley ripoff. Bye.